Loaded question on Rishabh Pant. We asked Sanjay Manjrekar if Pant is done enough to crack the shortest format of this game.
Also, we have done enough to crack a few spicy jokes on Virat Kohli's latest beachy post.
And as
somebody like Pant around to be that danger factor for the opposition.
Absolutely. And you did a wonderful interview not too long ago with Virender Sehwag, another batsman who was meant just to be the best limited overs cricketer ever. And then he turned out to be a spectacular test batsman as well. You think Rishabh Pant is following suit here?
Excellent point, because that is exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking of quoting Viru, because he made an excellent observation about Rishabh Pant. What he believes happens to Pant in white ball cricket is that he is forced to hit national games and not a single 100. So who knows? He could just turn out to be another surprise, like you mentioned with Viru.
Sanjay, also, do you think he needs to be wary of where he is right now? Because there's so many other players who can fill in for his position. You know, you've got the likes of Dinesh Karthik, Ishan Kishan. They can easily replace him, right?
There are a lot of options. Surya Kumar Yadav is another batter. And if Pant is not keeping wickets, I'll have KL Rahul keeping wickets ahead of somebody like a Dinesh Karthik. So always, for any player, current performance, current record matters, even if it's Rishabh Pant or it's Virat Kohli. So he's got to make sure that he's sending those reminders to people that he's right there up with it.
Yeah, and you know, just looking at what Sanjay said, it has to happen now. Since we've analyzed his game so closely, he's scoring 135 tomorrow, isn't he? Of like some 48 balls.
And that is the threat that Pant brings to the opposition, because that is possible. With some other players, you would say, and we need to find players that are able to match the power that you sometimes see with the opposition.
2-0 down in the series. Do you think it's about time for some wholesale changes in the team, or no need to hit the panic button just yet?
Not yet. India have been unfortunate that they've batted first, and batting second is always an advantage. You know, no matter what people say, batting second, you just have that slightly better batting conditions because of the coolness of the night and stuff like that. So India will be hoping that they bat second in one of the games. But there is need for maybe a couple of changes here and there. There aren't too many exciting options because the guys who are playing are pretty exciting themselves. But I would make maybe one change, if not two.
Okay, Sanjay, so I think one change that you will definitely not think of making is Bhuvneshwar Kumar, because how good was he yesterday?
Yes, and it showed that swing is still king. And, the world struggles when the ball swings.
I have to come back to what you just said before. What are the changes that you would make in the team?
So that was like a carrot dangling. You know, there's one change. So I was hoping that you'd ask me that question. When you didn't ask me, I panicked a little bit. But, the interesting thing is 2 T20 internationals have happened. India played 2 spinners, and we've got just 2 wickets to show. So the spinners haven't got the wickets. And India, when they win T20 international, generally win because the spinners do the job in the middle. And that hasn't happened. So here is my recommendation. Have somebody like a Umran Malik to come in, because the pitches aren't rank turners. If you have rank turners, then maybe Akshar Patel is a more effective bowler, because India need power of South Africa.
Sanjay, while we're talking about bowlers, let's also talk about Chahal, because he started off, from the T20 league, if you look at, he had excellent form in the first half, but since then it's tapered off, and that tapering form sort of carried into this series as well. Do you think there's a reason for India to sort of worry?
I think the South Africans have played him superbly. Forget, there was a time when India felt that he wasn't quite delivering at the international stage, but with the kind of form that he showed recently, you still back him.
A couple of departments that India definitely not lacking in is the wicket-keeping department and the opening batsman department. Do you think someone like Ruturaj Gaikwad has to now perform on every opportunity he gets? Because, look, we've got stalwarts in the team, and then we've got Ishan Kishan not just banging that door down.
Yeah, that I have various sizes of ropes. There's a short rope, there's a long rope, there's a very long rope. Ruturaj Gaikwad I like. And I like as in I don't know him.
You guys can tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 to see if Curry can receive this honour from Chinmay or if the Celtics can bounce back from their loss. And talking of bouncing back, and around. Let's move on to a sport that makes you bounce with joy. Coming up next, Through the Legs. Yeah, will definitely be very exciting. What with all this voodoo chanting? You know what it reminded me of? More of those last-minute prayers and prep before exams. But hey, with a World Cup spot on the line, it's definitely worth it, right? And remember, while one of these teams will miss out on the World Cup, you don't have to, because we've got you covered right here on Sports 18. Moving on to